for immediate reaction to Home Depot earnings. Let's bring in Brian Nagel, senior analyst at Oppenheimer and Company. So the forward guidance is below where it was previous.
Yeah, so just quickly looking at these numbers and what you just mentioned, Joe, there was a sales miss in the quarter here. So
sales miss in the current quarter, but also lowering guidance for the rest of the fiscal year.
No, exactly.
Sales guidance.
Sales guidance. So in the quarter, the 3.5, and I'm not sure yet whether that's a total company or domestic. I'm guessing total company, and the street was around 5. So that's call it 1.5.
The street was a full point above where the company had guided.
Well,
the company had guided 4.
Yeah. So now for the quarter. So I'm going to look at the quarter first.
Okay.
So for the quarter, they did a 3.5.
Okay.
The street was around 5.
Okay, for the quarter. Okay.
Then you're right. For the year, the company had previously guided to a 4, and the street was basically at a 4 as well. So they missed roughly a point and a half in Q3, and then they're taking, this is all on comps, they're taking guidance for comps down by about 50 basis points. So the real message here is it's a clear sales miss. The question would be why?
Well, here's what they say. Sales were below our expectations, driven by the timing of certain benefits associated with our strategic investments. This is the CEO story. We are largely on track with these investments and have seen positive results, but some of the benefits anticipated for 2019 will take longer to realize than our initial assumptions. As a result, we're updating our fiscal guidance and we're reaffirming our earnings per share guidance. We're encouraged by the momentum in our business as we invest to extend our competitive advantages. But in terms of sales, that is it's coming down a little bit. Where's the stock now?
Is there anything that can explain the third quarter sales miss in particular, like a weather event or anything like that we can sort of look through this? Because this is the second quarter in a row of disappointment for Home Depot. Last quarter it was tariff pricing, but we have seen lumber pricing, but we have seen lumber prices go up in the past 4 weeks. Sequentially as well as on a year-on-year basis. So that issue should have abated for them.
Yes, it's a good question. What's interesting here and what Joe was saying is, and again, we have to look closely at the Home Depot comments, but this, what it sounds to me, and this is very rare, is that Home Depot is basically saying this is an internal issue. Because Melissa, what you're saying is the backdrop, I put a piece out just last week, the backdrop for home improvement was quite good. Because the lumber price issue is not as big a deal anymore. Weather has been favorable. And then we have this, what I've been really excited about, just this improving overall housing environment. So the backdrop was good. It sounds as though, and this is rare, something that there was a misstep on Home Depot's part. And that impacted sales here in the third quarter, then likely for the balance of the year. Well, now, one question I would have is, and we get Lowe's tomorrow morning.
Right.
And this, I don't want to go too far with this, so quick, but Lowe's is beginning its act together. And
you like Lowe's better?
I do like Lowe's better.
And the Dow was up 120. It's now up 53 because if you just do the math on what 16 points of pressure on Home Depot does to the averages, it just came right off the Dow. So we watched that happen. So I'm glad we were going to report that right away. Glad we planned it in the show, and I'm glad you were here.
Yeah, right. Planned, scheduled, ready to go.
Because normally you see 120 down to 50, and it's like, okay, who said something about China, right? Did China say something? Did Trump tweet that? But today, this is totally due to Home Depot, what we've seen in the pullback in the Dow future.
We went for about, what was 104 when the show started?
I saw 120 when I was sitting here earlier. Yeah, I get in pretty early.
I know you do. No, you do.
104 is probably the low.
Let's just say 50. We shaved at least 50 points off.
Yes. Well, you can see more than that because now we're up 38. Because just do the math on Home Depot is down about 17. 7 times 17 is wow.
This is a stock that was up 15% going into earnings, though. Brian.
And up 38% for the year.
Right, exactly, and a monster for the year. At what point is this potentially a buy? Has it become, not fairly valued and not overvalued?
Yeah, so look, this is how I look. First, I would say a couple things. Home Depot will have its call at 9 o'clock today.
Right.
This is a very good management team. I assume they're going to be well prepared to discuss exactly what happened. Okay, so that could be comforting to the market. Just as they say, these are the mistakes, we're fixing them. But this is a stock. When I talk to our clients at own Home Depot, and this is what I think we're seeing such a quick reaction today is that could do no wrong. This is, I agree, and most people would say this is one of the best retailers in the world. There's rarely, if any type of internal issues. And what we're seeing this morning is something happened in the third quarter, and that's going to shock people.
Do you have any suspicions as to what that might be? what the internal issue might be?
I really don't. They have Home Depot's been investing aggressively. They started this a couple of years ago. These called digital initiatives, but that's been working really smoothly.
And you thought they had a moat.
A moat, yeah,
basically, right?
Yeah.
That it's hard for them to be supplanted by
An Amazon or
I can imagine it. I mean, when you're going in and buying, a great big piece of wood or something, and it's hard to do it.
To your house.
Right.
Okay, but let me make this complicated. Now, how do you feel about Lowe's?
No, that's the thing.
Well, it's hard
right?
to make
Because
this
we'll hear from
but
Lowe's, and then you're gonna say, is this a operational problem at Home Depot, or is there something larger going on?
It seemed the way that press release is written, it seems as though this is much more of a Home Depot issue. And so that at least initially makes me wonder if Lowe's performing better is starting to stress.
They're spending money, and the return on what they're spending money on is it either didn't work or in their words, it's taking longer. That's what they said, right?
It's odd for something like that to happen in one quarter. These investments have been going on for 2 years. And every comment's been they're working well, they're ahead of plan. All of a sudden, in one quarter, now granted, I mean there's different aspects of these investment plans, and maybe they came upon in the third quarter something that was more sales related, but it seems odd to me.
Well, Lowe's is down 2.25%. Home Depot almost 8% at this point. So, all right, Nagel, you in tomorrow? You gonna be here?
We'll see you tomorrow.
Be here to Grim Reaper for tomorrow morning's report. Where's it down now? 48.
Not a Dow component, so it won't have an impact on the futures, though.